never be this young. I'll never be this young again. Don't wanna chase highs when I'm too worn out. When I'm too worn out. So I'm never coming down. Never coming down. Never coming down again. I was born to be this high. Born to be this high. Born to be this high, my friend. Won't you come up here to my altitude? To my altitude, yeah, you. 'Cause I always liked you. I wanna share this view. I wanna share this view with you. We're never coming down. Never coming down. Never coming down again. We were born to be this high. Born to be this high. Born to be this high, my friend. Broken people fly.
Hello and welcome back for more roller derby here in Wangaratta, hosted by Northeast Roller Derby. We are looking at game 4 today. We will have Geelong Roller Derby Bloody Marys up against the Diamond Valley Roller Derby Diamond Firetails. So we'll be getting underway shortly, but just before we do, I'd like to run through our rosters pretty quickly. So skating up first for Geelong, we have 1-0 Lethally Blonde, 1-3 Bunny, 1-1 Storm, 1-9 Isabella Lugosi, 2 Dakota Blocker, 3-1 Pancakes, 5-1 Melonhead, 6-2 Evil Knievel, 7-6 Mad Pixie, 7-8 Hypodermic. And up today for the Diamond Firetails, we'll have 1-5 Power Ranger, 1-6 Furious D, 1-6 Little Fury, 1-8 Crunch Ever, 1-9 Griv Reaper, 3-5 Watto, 4-9-5 4-9-5 Owl, 8-0-0-8 Smack and Cheese, and we'll also have 7-7-7 Jack Rabbit and 4-9-3-3-3-3 Skeleton Keys. So I am Kilby Baggins, and today I am joined by. Good to go.
Hello. Hi. Sorry, I am just in time.
Just in time.
Yes. My name is Zara or Zarantula, and I'll be joining the commentary team.
Excellent. So we'll be getting underway just under 30 seconds here. Just a quick shout out to all of our skating and non-skating officials before we get started. So our non-skating officials today will be Frankenherder, Intensive Clare Unit, Griff, Cookie Dough, Mr. Madness, Knickerblocker, Jackie Ono, Daisy Chainsaw, Splats, and The Rock.
And the other officials joining us, Killer Curls, Florence the Machine, Denominator, Corey, Executioner, Gary, Bushy Galore, and Goose. Can't happen without them, so thank you, everyone.
Alrighty, and with that, we have our first pods taking to the track before we get underway. Derby should get started any second now. And I would recognize those sparkly hot pants anywhere. We'll have Mad Pixie jamming first up for Geelong Bloody Marys, up against Smack and Cheese for the Diamond Firetails. Looks like we're just finalizing a bit of official business and we'll be underway shortly. And looks like everyone's set, and that is our rolling whistle. We'll be getting underway shortly. And we are off on our first jam. Mad Pixie already pushing out through the front. And collects a quick lead, however being overtaken on the inside by Smack and Cheese and forcing the call off for a bit of skate maintenance, aka tying up shoelaces appropriately. Oh, looks like back-to-back duty for Jack Rabbit and the Flaming Hot Pants for Diamond Firetails, and that is Hypodermic up to jam for the Bloody Marys. Both jammers looking for a line. Jack pushing hard out the front.
Very stretched out pack there. They're coming back together now with Geelong returning to try and help their jammer through.
Yeah, Jack with a lovely spin move for leave jammer status. Glides all the way through that pack.
Hypodermic is holding the star.
Lovely bit of
showing no sign of passing it.
No, pushing on the last two bits of defense there. That looks like Little Fury and Not Your Darling also doing double duty. having previously played the news game.
Four points has come up and just in time.
It's a nice points and call there by Jack Rabbit, collecting 1 point for their troubles, but more importantly, holding Hypodermic scoreless in that jam. And that looks like Furious D up jamming for Diamond Firetails as we head into a official timeout, but it will be Isabella Lugosi jamming for Geelong as well. I think there's just a confirmation of points on the scoreboard at the moment. It's always the way with roller derby, isn't it? There's always some time the scoreboard doesn't want to cooperate. So just while we're waiting here, do a big shout out to our host today, Northeast Roller Derby, for providing such a wonderful venue for us to skate in today, for hosting our round, and also well done on a very tight game, that previous matchup. That was, what, 5 points in it at the end of the match?
I actually can't remember. I think I was covering my eyes.
Yeah, that's not by the way. I think we're all on the sidelines screaming at the players. All right, we're back on with Furious D and Isabella Lugosi.
We have a cut track for the Firetails jammer, so they are heading to the penalty box.
So that is a power jam now for Isabella Lugosi and the Bloody Marys.
See if they can take advantage and get through for lead and it's a direction penalty to the Firetails blocker. So they now have 2 skaters in the penalty box and lead has been awarded.
It's a nice lead there by Isabella Lugosi. And now coming through on a scoring pass for this power jam. Takes a big hit from number 19 there. That is Griv Reaper.
Quick recovery and 4 points collected.
And Furious D released from the penalty box now, back amongst the track. But that's the jam called there.
We have the no initial symbol. Little what do you like to call it? A giraffe? I'm not sure.
I like
creature do we?
Yeah,
most?
Traffy, I reckon. Particularly from Denominator, one of our lovely officials. Just get that reach really high. Smack and Cheese and Mad Pixie back on track. Oh, and again, a tight race. Mad Pixie does have lead for Geelong, but it is again Smack and Cheese with the overtake, denying both teams points. Smart jamming as well, getting that lead, but Smack and Cheese really putting on that pressure. And they're a very powerful jammer as well, so you don't want to give them the opportunity to hit that pack with a run-up.
Cut your losses and tap your hips.
The old double donuts, 0 points apiece. Hypodermic on the track for Bloody Marys with Furious D.
Got lead, hit the floor, recovered. Nice work by Hypodermic.
Yeah.
And only about half a track behind, we have our Firetails Jammer Furious D.
That's nicely done by Hypodermic there. Just sneaking up the outside with some lovely offense provided there by Melonhead. 4 points on the board for Geelong and Firetails scoreless on that jam.
Teams are still figuring each other out. It's early days. You can see everyone's just playing a little bit within themselves, I think.
Absolutely, with a couple of short jams as well. They're not really figured each other fully out yet, as you're saying. So it's all just, and the jammer pairings are still figuring out who matches best up with who, as we have Jack Rabbit and Isabella Lugosi back on track.
Beautiful little tiptoe up the inside line there with Jack Rabbit gaining lead.
And it's nicely done by Jack. Isabella Lugosi still navigating their way through the pack. Jack trying to take the inside line, but that is Evil Knievel with the recycle. So Jack's pushing hard now. It is hard work out there. We don't have ropes underneath the tape today, so got to be very aware of where you are on those lines. It's nicely done by Jack Rabbit, using that big recycle as an opportunity to gain a run-up, through with 4 points for Firetails. It's nice work by the Geelong pod there, forcing Jack Rabbit to the inside as Isabella Lugosi is recycled on the outside.
Stretching out the pack towards the front. Jack Rabbit makes it through with just a little bump, not enough to knock them over.
Lots of recycling happen while Jack is running some laps. Oh, from the outside there.
Meanwhile, the star pass has occurred with Dakota Blocker popping his star on and chasing Jack down.
And forcing the call off. That's well done there. That's a nice 12-point jam there for Jack Rabbit. Yeah, beautifully done by Jack. 12 points, keeping Geelong scoreless. So our scores as they stand are Geelong with 8 points, Firetails on 17.
As you're saying, it's the keeping the other team scoreless. It's where you're going to win the game. There's no point in getting 12 points if the other team also got 12.
Absolutely. This is the fun pairing. Pixie again with lead.
That was Max super quick lead.
Super quick. Mac and Cheese chasing down about half a track behind. And collecting 3 of the 4 available points. Nicely done by Pixie. And again, that's scoreless, protecting those points by keeping Firetail scoreless. It's all about the differential at the end of the day. Hypodermic and Furious D back up on the jam start line.
Hypodermic grabs lead.
Yeah, with a nice hit to the outside. It's nicely done. Furious D still trying to make their way through the pack. There is a bit of a tumble in the middle, but everyone's all right.
It's pretty congested in there. They've just made their way through just as Mick hits the back of the pack.
It's a nice recycle there by Little Fury from Firetails. And forcing the call off for Hypodermic. 2 points collected.
Here the bench giving clear instructions, they're yelling out the points, which for those not familiar with derby lingo means get your points and call it off. Got to be concise when there's only a matter of milliseconds between getting points or not getting points.
Absolutely. And you might
One
only
word
have your,
directions are very helpful.
for sure. You only have your jammer's attention for a few seconds as well.
Yes.
Jackrabbit and Illabez Lugosi back up on track. Both navigating their way through a bit of a scrummy pack on that first straightaway. No lead yet declared.
Steady.
Oh, bit of an
Domino
accidental
effect there.
Yeah. Everyone
Taking
is.
some time to get up, but everyone appears to be okay.
And that's the main thing. Yeah, it was just a bit of a poor luck by Jackrabbit trying to recycle, then tripping over someone else's skates backwards. Never a fun time. And that's nice work
And
there by Power Ranger.
Yes, but they were unable to draw back due to some nice work by Geelong's pivot Mellon, stopping them from skating backwards.
Yeah, it's
Very aware of what's going on.
Straight back into offense as well from Ellen. Jackrabbit having to work very hard, but they have just played the previous game as well.
Finally have lead.
Oh,
with only 20 seconds remaining in the game. That's
a
a very long time.
hard grind.
It's got to be tiring for these jammers.
Absolutely.
Jackrabbit takes the star off the helmet.
Isabella Lugosi back amongst the pack now, scoring points.
There's a lot of deep breaths being taken. Yeah. That was very hard work for a lot of the skaters.
Yeah, they're both teams running with a few lower numbers, a few guests on their roster helping them out, which is always wonderful to see. So it's going to be a bit of a high rotation for these jammers. So kind of suck in the big breaths when you get back to the bench. I feel we'll see this Pixie Smack and Cheese pairing a lot today.
That was very powerful, just straight through the middle.
Smack and
No
Cheese
prisoners.
living up to their name. That's lovely work there on the inside by Dakota Blocker with the recycle. Matt Pixie also threw for initial.
And our referee Corey giving us some lovely bird-like motions.
And a beautiful apex jump from Matt Pixie. Unfortunately, denied. Denied any points.
All that for nothing.
You know, sometimes it's worth just throwing one at the end to look really flash. On the off chance.
Said by a gem.
What do you mean? No way. I didn't do that all TGSS just to look fancy. It was fine. Oh, this is a nice shot here, looking in on the Geelong bench, having a bit of a power talk. What did you say? Like a inspirational words from Neon Tigress and Cherry Bomb, their bench crew. It is still a very closely matched game and a low scoring game for this point as well. So just under 17 minutes left in our first period. Geelong sitting on 16 points and just ahead Firetails on 21. So super reflective of the defense and the hard grind that these jammers are working on right now.
Yeah, some very strong defense from the blockers.
Yeah.
But also quite evenly matched in that there hasn't been any chance for the jammers to rack up 16 or 20-point jams.
No.
The other jammer is also getting out.
Yeah.
Pull off.
I think we've only seen one multi-pass jam so far. I was very lucky to have announced at WFDDA Champs recently, and we had a producer the whole time handing us sticky notes with statistics. Made us sound
That's fancy.
Very smart. I knew none of that, but it was just being handed things made me sound intelligent. So, but we'll have a look at those penalties later as we get back underway with Hypodermic, grabbing a nice quick lead for Geelong. Furious D also making their way through for initial. And a very relaxed call off there by Hypodermic. Just sailed through the pack on that scoring puzzle. It was very gentle. I think being such an experienced official as they are, they're just very happy to be all polite and calm when interacting and calling off with their jam ref.
You do see a lot of different styles of tapping the hips, don't you?
Absolutely.
It's got their own signature moves.
This is Not Your Darling jamming for the first time today for the Firetails, up with Isabella Lugosi. Not Your Darling also having played the previous game with Breaking News and grabbing lead. Firetail's doing a really good job of recapturing out the front.
Meanwhile, Not Your Darling's collected 4 points. It's coming out for another scoring pass, while our Geelong jammer, Isabella, is still on the initial.
Penalty called for one of the Geelong blockers there. So 4 more points for Not Your Darling. Isabella Lugosi with the helmet cover in hand, still looking for initial.
So to explain multiplayer to anyone new to roller derby, you aren't allowed to grip on to your teammate to stop the jammer from getting through. So anytime you're both blocking, you can't be gripping onto each other.
Yes. And there was a blocking out of play call, so we'll be Geelong with 2 in the bin, allowing Not Your Darling just to rack up some more points.
It was the reverse of the commentator's curse. Just as he said, there weren't very many high-scoring jams. They decided to prove us otherwise.
Spoke it into being. So there's already a 20-point jam here for Not Your Darling, taking advantage of some of the confusion on track and Geelong having a low amount of blocker numbers out there. Oh, that was a very lovely sneaky star pass taken by Dakota Blocker.
It was so sneaky, I didn't even see it happen.
Just ran up the outside past Isabella, must have snatched it on the way through. But that is an epic 24-point jam for Not Your Darling and the Diamond Firetails.
That's resulted in a timeout. Team timeout being called, I think it was by the Firetails, if I've seen that correctly.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
So we'll get a 1-minute break.
be fancy for a minute and just have a look and see where our penalties are sitting first off. Just because we are live in venue as well, I won't go through any specifics, but it seems to be pretty low so far. A few more across the board for Firetails, but no one individually in any trouble just yet. We'll keep an eye on that as the game progresses. And for those of us in the venue today, if you are in Wangaratta overnight enjoying the beautiful Victorian countryside, we do recommend you come back here tomorrow morning. There are 2 more games of roller derby to be had. Havoc on the Hume here tomorrow. So there will be a game between 2 games between Westside Roller Derby and Varsity Roller Derby coming down from Canberra away. So there'll be a WFDA match and then an open gender match as well. So if you are in the area wanting to watch some more roller derby action, please do come along and cheer on those teams.
Great to be able to use the space. It's a lot of effort and work setting up the track. So
Absolutely. And
it's tomorrow.
I like the floor here. I really enjoyed my game earlier. And we're back with Pixie and Smack and Cheese.
Smack and Cheese showing they're not just a power jammer. There's some fancy footwork tips going up the inside there.
Pixie chasing down in those hot pink skates as well, closing that gap.
And the hips have been chapped. And I think that's 2 points.
I believe that's 2 points collected by Smack and Cheese.
That's a very rock and roll way to do 2 points.
I like it. You're very rock and roll. You're right.
That's too fancy for me.
It was also nice and clear for our scorekeepers as well. Too fancy.
I just don't think my brain could tell my hand to do that in the very short amount of time you've got to think about.
I had to think about how to present 3 as a jam ref for a very long time. I kept second guessing myself. Oh, super quick lead there by Hypodermic. That was almost instant.
Furious D still stuck behind the very final blocker, pushed all the way to the front, and they've now completed their initial.
Oh, I thought there was going to be a big jammer on jammer there, but just calling off the jam instead.
Too polite.
Too polite. But it is Mick. They are known for being one of the friendliest people in Victorian roller derby, but managing to collect 3 points for Geelong as well. So just nudging away at that points differential put up before by Firetails with that massive jam from Not Your Darling. Jack Rabbit and Isabella Lugosi back up to jam. Isabella working hard out the front. This is a very
strong Geelong triangle at the back. All sorts of problems for Jack Rabbit, who is really struggling to get through.
Yeah, there's a night. Yeah.
Pivot from the Firetails has come in to assist.
Isabella Lugosi now looking to score some points with lead jammer status in hand. And nice work again on the outside by Power Ranger. And with the big recycle.
All the way to the back. That's a long distance to have to go back again.
That's lovely work.
We're almost through.
And also killing some penalty time for one of their blockers, allowing them to reform nicely.
Meanwhile, the star pass has been completed by the Firetails with Otto popping the star on their helmet.
Watto was coming in hot, so call off there, but 4 points in hand.
And no score for the Firetails. Not quite quick enough to beat the call off. Which takes us to 47 for the Firetails and 27 for Geelong.
And again, I think this pairing will be almost set for the rest of the game. Pixie and Smack and Cheese up once more. Oh, Smack and Cheese looking for the outside, but finds Dakota Blocker instead.
Tries the inside and success there. Smack and Cheese grabs the lead for the Firetails. Only about a quarter of a track behind, we have Mad Pixie.
I think that was nice work by Skeleton Keys. Oh, it was the last line of defense. Yep.
Trying to call it off. Smack and Cheese is confused, but then realises they have been given a penalty.
Yeah, back block called there by Smack and Cheese. So lead has been lost. This will be a 2-minute jam. And a power jam to Mad Pixie can be a scary sight. Oh, it's beautiful work there by Dakota Blocker. Just opening up the inside. Oh, beautiful. It's the offense jammers dream of. The offense was coming in, but didn't even need it. Pixie navigated that all by herself. Oh.
What's happened there?
There's a bit of whistle confusion there, but that's all right. So jam has been called, but there was no lead, so it was just a bit of an accidental whistle, but that's okay. Accidents happen. But the jam has been called. So that was an additional 2 points there for Smack and Cheese. 12 points collected by Mad Pixie, bringing us back to a 10-point game. It is a classic jammer move to think your lead and then call it and
relax. And we have the official review request from the Firetails.
I might go suss out what the hot goss is.
It's like a plan. So an official review, each team is allowed to use the special O symbol with the hands to communicate to the officials that they would like some kind of decision that was made in the previous jam changed, whether that's a penalty removed or a penalty added. So they'll put that case to the referees and we will await the outcome of that.
Okay, I'm back with gossip. So as we were just discussing, the jam was called by the jammer who had not had lead. So Firetails are requesting a penalty be issued to the Geelong jammer, and we'll see if that's successful for them or not. Had a feeling that might be what the discussion was all about before I went in there, but you just never know. So for those who
Try not to coach in any way from the commentary position, so we don't want to
yes,
put thoughts or decisions before they are made. So we'll just await
Absolutely.
the result.
It sits with our wonderful crew of officials for the time being. That is our rolling whistle to get back underway, and looks like there was no penalty issued as both jammers are on the track. So we'll continue with Hypodermic and Furious D.
And that means Firetails no longer are able to use a review in this half.
Hypodermic with lead jammer status for Geelong. Taking a bit of a tumble, but straight back up. Furious D making the most.
Yes.
Yeah, making the most of the chaos. Oh, read my mind.
Following instructions from the bench coach, Hypodermic for Geelong calls off the jam.
They had already collected 4 points, so it was a smart move to protect those earned points. And bringing us now to an even closer game. What's that? I can't do math. I'm terrible.
6 points the
6
difference.
points. Thank you. I thought it was, but I've second guessed myself.
I could see the doubt creeping in. So
Once I've played a game, my brain turns off.
the fatigue is real.
It looks like Jack Rabbit with the flaming hot pants and Isabel Lugosi back up to jam. Very tight, scrummy pack on this first straightaway. Everyone getting real friendly.
That is very congested.
It is.
Yeah, that's a direction penalty. You can only block skaters while continuing to skate in an anti-clockwise direction.
Yep. Jack making the most of that, comes through with lead status for the Firetails. And lovely work on the inside there for 4 points. There has been a star pass. Dakota Blocker was almost through, but just put down that back wheel outside the legal zone, so it has to recycle. And another lovely pass there by Jack, just putting points on the board solidly.
One more blocker to beat for Dakota Blocker. And they are through on the initial pass while holding the star. Do have to pop that on the helmet before they can score any points. They're just wrestling with that now.
And nicely called off. No points picked up by either team on that final pass, but it was a 12-point jam overall for Jackrabbit and the Firetails.
Shout out to anyone watching on online. We've got some support for Geelong from Gentle and Kind.
Yeah. Put some
Sharing, let's go Geelong. So if anyone else is watching at home, share your comments. Meanwhile, we've got a very rapid lead And the jammers are neck and neck.
I'm loving these races.
Oh,
Oh, there was a big jump attempted by Smack and Cheese. Everyone's just checked in.
froze for a moment there, didn't they?
It's a bit,
What happened?
bit of panic as everyone's just checking out if everyone's all right.
Everyone's back on their skates.
And
We've had a timeout request.
yeah, Firetail's just
Everyone can gather themselves.
I see what happened. So there was a penalty issued from that last impact there from Smack and Cheese. So this will be a full 30-second power jam for Geelong in this next jam.
And well, we've got some more support for Geelong from people watching online. Abby Nichols also cheering from home, saying go Geelong.
I believe the blue hair goes whoosh would be our dear Smack and Cheese. Unfortunately, not whooshing from the penalty box, but coming out.
We might not have read that out in a timely fashion.
No, we're a bit
That might have happened a while ago.
Yeah, so not just a power jam, but also a pack advantage start here for Geelong. So there will be the jammer and the pivot for Firetails sitting in the box thinking about what they've done.
I've had a timeout to put together a bit of a strategy of how best to manage the shortage of skaters on track. So we'll see how that goes.
And sending out Hypodermic for the power jam. Yeah, thank you for that one person wooing in the crowd. I appreciate that. Oh.
But Dakota Blocker says, no, thank you. You are not recycling Mick today.
Yep, that recycle was just completely shut down there by Melonhead. So lead jammer acquired for Hypodermic as they come through on a scoring pass. Beautifully
and the bench coaches are waving their hands in the air like they just don't care, which generally means a message to the jammer to keep skating.
And that is Smack and Cheese through on her initial.
The blue hair is going whoosh again.
Now it is. And nicely called off by Mick with the danger of Smack and Cheese looming behind. Collecting 4 more points. That's a nice, tidy 8-point jam there for Geelong, bringing us back to a 10-point game.
Meanwhile, we've got some more support from online. Justine Devonport, shout out to Geelong and especially to Mick. And then we also have some support for the Firetails too.
Love to see it.
1204 MG.
Isabella Lugosi and Furious D back up to jam. Isabella working at the back, trying to find some room on the outside. And finds it, grabs lead jammer status for Geelong.
Meanwhile, Furious D has had to re-enter at the rear of the pack and pushing their way through again.
Finding some room right through the middle.
Sure. Calling from the floor.
A classic move, the old fall and call. I think it's almost a prerequisite.
It's helping them up too.
Oh, beautiful.
Good to see.
If you're going to call it off, do it with some style, some pizzazz. So 3 points picked up there by Geelong. Just every time that Firetails has one of these big jams, Geelong just, the next 5 or 6 jams just slowly eat away at that differential. They're doing it bit by bit. It's really nice, structured jamming. Not Your Darling with Mad Pixie up on the start line. That is lead for Pixie, but Not Your Darling only a quarter track behind.
Shouts of up from the bench, which means get to the front of the pack. It's a close jam. You always want your jammers at the front of the pack. It's less likely that they'll be scored against from the front. Easier said than done if there's a whole bunch of people in your way.
Yeah, that is all these people from the team. They just keep getting in the way. Ah.
They're really good at it.
That nice 3 points picked up by Matt Pixie. 4-point game in it now. So we see Hypodermic back up with Smack and Cheese. Bit of a spin belly flop move there by Hypodermic, but
That's given the Smack and Cheese a chance to open up a half track lead. A bit more time to collect some points before Mick gets to the pack.
Geelong trying to run away here. Smack coming through with power.
And it was partly effective too.
So at least 1 point in that. Looks like
Oh, no. As it turns out, they did collect all the points,
all 4. Nicely done.
despite the attempt to run away.
It was nicely timed there by Smack and Cheese. They saw Watto had grabbed one of those Geelong players and captured where that pack was and just really put on the burners right at that as soon as they saw that because they knew pack couldn't get too much further away. It's just smart jamming. Isabel
Offense
Lugosi
off the line was unsuccessful for the Fire Tails. Earning a penalty for their attempts, but maybe it wasn't wholly unsuccessful because they have also grabbed lead.
Sometimes it's just worth it. Isabel Lugosi also threw on her initial. Furious D in amongst the pack looking to score some points.
It's like all 4 points have been gathered there by Furious D.
Yeah, it's nicely done. And that will take us into half-time. So a really closely matched game here. This is really enjoyable stuff. So we'll head into halftime with Geelong on 57 points. Firetails just in front, 69 points. Nice.
We'll be back in 14 minutes and 33 seconds.
Oh, perfect. We'll see you then.
what you're thinking. Give me what you're drinking. Tell me what you're thinking. Give me what you're drinking. You and me, we got something special, baby. You and me, you and me. I can think this was never meant to happen. You and me, you and me. I can't help it. I can't help it. I can't help it. I can't help it, baby. Oh yeah, I can't help it. I can't help it, baby. Tell me what you're thinking. Give me what you're drinking. Tell me what you're thinking. Give me what you're drinking. You and me, we got something special, baby. You and me, you and me. I can think this was never meant to happen. You and me, you and me. I can't help it. I can't help it, baby. I can't help it. New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. Need no middleman, I'm the man to man, send it in. I like what I like, me, I know my rights, it's sipping in. I like having fun, I do what I want, it's what it is. For my son and son, for my daughters, yeah, it's for my twin. I work through the night, I do what I like, get a check, I go for the ride. I've been down the ride for the win, still move on the hush, never run for none. I face my fears, I just drop for none, month to month, still from year to year. New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich. Do it again, again, again. I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich. Do it again, again, again. Get some checks, I invest, and I spend a check. Spend a check, get it back, then I take a rest. Only race is the human, I take care of my skin. I was doing this as a rookie, now I'm up to vet. Set the trend, set the pace of play. I don't trip, but if I fall, bet I make a way. I take trips in the fall, watch the leaves change. I like to treat every day like it's my D-Day. New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich. Do it again, again, again. I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich. Do it again, again, again. Do it again, again, again. Do it again, again, again.
Pocahontas got me staring, got me wearing strange stuff. You think I'm loco? It's just a poncho. Heads are turning one by one. What have you done? Matawaka got me yearning. A bonfire trance got me drumming. Sun is rising. Shut the mice in. Shut the mice in. Shut the mice in. Shut the mice. Shut the mice in. Shut the mice in. Shut the mice in. Shut the mice in. Shut the mice. Shut the mice in. Shut the mice in.
I can bring you in mind. I like the way you do it. Love is the only true remedy. I open up to it and I receive it. I am me. I am everything. Skimming lines. I'm a minute. No one is enemy. Are you hearing me?
It's my call. Pocahontas, you think I'm loco? You think I'm crazy? Matawaka, Pocahontas, heads are turning one by one. What have you done? Matawaka, Pocahontas, purple goddess, got me wearing crystals. You think I'm loco? Maybe un poco. Heads are burning one by one. This is fun. Abracadabra, you sign my chakra. Sit down for a while, meditate to fly high. Shut the mice in. Shut the mice in. Shut the mice in. Shut the mice. Heads are burning one by one. This is fun.
Welcome back to Roller Derby for the second half here of our matchup with the Bloody Marys from Geelong and the Diamond Fire Tails from Melbourne. As we left you at halftime, Geelong was sitting on 57 points, Fire Tails still in the lead at 69 points.
Or if you're inclined to be more dramatic, you're joining us after interval for the second act.
Second act. So we're, just for those on stream, I won't say too much as we are in-house as well, but these are our penalties up on the board here for Geelong. No one in any individual trouble at this stage.
Keep it nice and tidy.
There are a few more across the board spread out for Firetails. Again, no individual players particularly in any trouble at this time, but just interesting to see the difference between both teams there. And looks like we're starting off with our favorite pairing. That is Pixie and Smack and Cheese, ready to get us started for the second half. Both jammers looking for the inside, and it works out well for Pixie, who has lead.
Smack and Cheese almost snuck up the inside, but cut track has been cheated.
Yeah, got a cut track penalty issue, but did have a big grin on her face the whole time. Like, yep, I did that, and I knew it.
I thought I was going to get away with it.
Thought I'd be a bit cheeky. So Mad Pixie on a power jam.
Oh, look at that change of direction. Fantastic.
Beautiful control of her edges there. So that's another 4 points, 8 points on the board already for Geelong this jam. Oh, lovely work to stay balanced on one toe stop there. 4 more points.
Meanwhile, Smack and Cheese is back on track. Pixie thinks about throwing it off, changes their mind. And they remember that Smack and Cheese had not completed their initial prior to going to the bid, but they have now.
Bit of friendly fire at the end there. Smack and Cheese.
Your own
Jack
blocker
Rabbit.
sends you onto the floor.
It happens more often than we like to admit, I think. That's a nice power jam for Mad Pixie and Geelong, picking up 14 points and putting them back in the lead. Another lead change. Oh, it's only a 2-point game though. Oof, oof. Oof. I'm a bit too close to the microphone sometimes. I forget it picks up every noise I make. All right, Furious D and Hypodermic back on track.
Is very spread out.
That's some bridging happening.
Pack for curls spread wide.
Hypodermic using that for their advantage.
Meanwhile, Furious D has been recycled. We have 3 people on the floor at the front of the pack.
There was a definite check-in there from Hypodermic, just a, you okay? Before getting back up and continuing on their merry way.
So polite.
Oh. Some nice blocking at the front here by Geelong.
Hard work, Furious D.
Yeah, some lovely one-on-one blocking there for Dakota Blocker, holding Furious D back. Hypodermic racks up some more points. Using those long legs to their advantage, but did go out of bounds, so just being safe and recycling. And calling the jam there with 2 more points picked up and, more importantly, holding the Firetail scoreless. It's a really handy 10-point jam there for Hypodermic and the Bloody Marys. Just pushing out that lead again. So 81 now for Geelong, 69 for Firetails. Yet to put points on the board in this second half.
Got some more support for Geelong online. Cheering on Pixie especially.
This is the first jam we've seen today from Lethally Blonde. Another favourite derby name of mine. But it is Not Your Darling with lead for the Diamond Firetails.
While Lethally Blonde is stuck at the back. Making their way up the inside.
Oh, lovely spin move by Lethal there on the outside to get through on her initial.
Big hit from Melon. And a high five.
Yeah.
Between the
Love to see
opposing
it.
skaters.
Yeah, that was
Always good to see them enjoying hitting each other hard.
Yeah, it's something, it feels quite nice when you get hit or hit someone really hard and they go straight in for a high five. You're like, yeah, that was really good, wasn't it? All right, so once again, our pack of very fast, very strong jammers, that is Pixie and Smack and Cheese, back up on the track.
Super quick lead from Smack and Cheese.
Yeah, just demolishing that outside lane, really.
Only about half a track in front of Mad Pixie.
And that was a really nice bit of blocking there from Dakota Blocker at the end. One leg up in the air and just having Smack wedged in between sort of the knee and the hip. It was very, very fancy.
I was not watching the lower half. I was watching the upper half and wondering if there was going to end up being a multiplayer penalty issued, but nothing pulled, so it was all above board.
Always looking from an official's perspective, I see.
I can't stop it.
Furious D, and that is Storm jamming for the first time. So Geelong going through their jammer rotation now. Storm, a product here of Junior Roller Derby, having previously played earlier today with the Southeast Alliance, and was great fun to play against in that game too. No lead yet declared, as everything sort of gets very tight on that first apex.
Storm being recycled to the back by the Firetails blockers, but making their way back through again for lead.
That's nicely done by Storm.
Meanwhile, a multiplayer penalty being issued to one of the Geelong skaters. Heading to the bin. Geelong have taken a moment to do a bit of offense and get their jammer through.
And lovely
Scarlett.
loud call from Neon Tigress on the bench too.
Having a loud voice is definitely an advantage in roller derby.
Definitely. Particularly if you're the alternate on the bench making all the calls. Some love there for Lethal and Dakota Blocker in our live chat. They are both having a wonderful game.
Smack and Cheese, blue hair flying out behind them, quickly grabs lead. About half a track behind. Has got out of the pack also. One takes off, Smack and Cheese taps the hips and pulls it off, having gathered 3 points.
3 points, and I'm fairly sure it was, again, Dakota Blocker's point that was not acquired. She's having a wonderful game. It's bringing that score differential back nice and close again. We're back to a 5-point game. As we see Not Your Darling up against Mad Pixie.
He grabs lead, ducking, leaving. Not far behind. We have Not Your Darling.
Yeah, Not Your Darling on the hunt today. As Mad Pixie enters that pack.
Pulling it off while falling to the knees. And huge smile. Trying to look angry about not getting any points, but also smile.
It was almost like a small child's like angry stamp there from Mad Pixie. But with a big grin, I think she knew that she had not successfully or upright in
all the drama of Act 2 and the jammers are delivered.
I love it. And there's a team timeout here taken by the Firetails. Probably a good time for it too as the scores get nice and close and friendly again. This is a very nicely matched pairing between these two teams today with their rosters. And we'll have a bit of a pack advantage for Geelong as we head back out from our team timeout. Those two blockers currently sitting in the penalty box for the Firetails. Doing time for their sports crime, as I've heard it described before.
It appears the Firetails have already used their timeouts for the half after this.
So we have that. So for our viewers at home, you can see our player there with the orange has a certain amount of penalties. For those who may be new to roller derby and our rules, if you reach 7 individual penalties, you do foul out and will be asked to leave the game. So that's something just to keep in mind. But again, we are live in-house, so I can't go into too many details for you currently.
All of our officials will have that well and truly under control, which is why there are so many of them to keep track of all of these things.
There's a lot going on. You do need a big crew of officials because we keep doing naughty things as players. Smack and Cheese muscling their way up the inside. Unfortunately for the Firetails, that is a high block penalty being called on Smack and Cheese.
Meanwhile,
So-
Lethally Blunders grabbed the lead.
And is on a power jam.
Helping their blockers since they don't have anyone to help them get through. They've cleared the path beautifully.
Yeah, it was really nicely done by Geelong, just messing up the Firetails enough to give a nice big gap for Lethal to take.
Coming back around, trying to add 4 more points to the score. Always handy when the blocker falls over in front of you, you don't have to touch them. That makes it look much easier.
It does for our jammer. Lethal giving instructions to her pack. So that is Smack and Cheese back on the track. And nicely done by
12-point
Lethal
game.
Blonde.
Opened up a little bit of a lead.
A little bit, but these things have a way of coming back, as we've seen a few times this game. I don't really think we've seen a differential more than sort of 20 or 30 points the whole game.
Very close.
This is Watto now jamming for the Firetails up with Mad Pixie. And Watto has collected lead for the Firetails. Pixie hot behind though.
With a very determined expression. Really working hard to close that gap. Bunny on the floor had the giggles.
Yeah, there was a tumble, but there was lots of laughter and love exchanged between players after that. And a confirmation between jammer and official about when the jam was called off. But it ended up being Pixie and Geelong collecting 2 points and keeping Firetails scoreless.
They may have been waiting their second hip tap, I believe. So it did look like before they hit around, they had only tapped their hips once. So perhaps that was the pause.
That happens. Smack and Cheese back on track again with lead jammer status. Hypodermic navigating their way through the pack.
Nicely done by Power Ranger. Yet again, the final block of a pass and hitting the jam around. I feel like we've said that a few times today.
Absolutely. Power Ranger doing a really wonderful job on defense today. Hypodermic with star in hand, looking for that initial. That is
sent to the penalty box with a back block.
Yep, back block penalty issued. So still be another 2-minute jam. And Hypodermic has now successfully navigated their initial pass.
No pack signal being given by the head referee there. Whenever that happens, the players have to skate closer together to reform the pack.
Teammates coming in looking to provide offense for Hypodermic on this power jam. Nick coming through with 4 points, having a bit of a giggle to themselves. Smack and Cheese back on track.
Oh, look at that burst of speed.
That's really nicely done.
Hard to stop that.
A couple of big tumbles. Everyone seems to be getting up and all right. Both jammers using the chaos to advantage. Points on the board for both teams.
With no lead, that team went for the full 2 minutes, with the score being 12 for the Firetails and 8 for Geelong, taking the overall score to Geelong in the lead on 106 and Firetails on 91. So it's still anyone's game.
As a 15-point difference. I definitely didn't just use my phone calculator to work that out. Storm back up as jammer with Not Your Darling. Not Your Darling finding an open lane on the outside for lead.
Check over their shoulder to see if the jam referee is definitely quite status. Always nice to have. Because it means you get to do that. Tap your hips, collect the points, and stop the other jammer from scoring.
Yeah, it was nicely timed.
Really nicely done by the Firetails. Just closing that gap slightly.
Back with Watto and Mad Pixie. Oh, lovely work by Watto on the inside there.
Nearly touched another skater. Burst of speed
Beautifully done.
and lead claimed.
Pixie through with a trademark big grin. As Watto ever so casually grabs 4 points and calls it there.
Firetails just gradually closing that gap back to only a 7-point difference.
Oh, it's lovely work there by Hyperdermic, just moving laterally from in to out, weaving away through the blockers for lead jammer status.
Not Your Darling has now cleared the pack on their initial pass.
And 4 more points there on the board for Geelong, just trying to keep that lead firmly theirs as we head into the final quarter of game. Our game? Can't speak anymore, so I'm losing it.
It's got to hold it together for about 13 more minutes.
Do my best.
So you can do it.
Do my best. Smack and Cheese and Lethally Blonde. Back up to Jam. Again, Smack and Cheese just
Power.
pulling off the power.
There was no stopping that.
No. There was 2 stove tops on the ground from the Geelong defender, but unable to do much with it.
Pushed forward.
Just freight trained out of the way.
Showing they're not a one-trick pony. There was just a bit of a hop and a skip to gain the 4 points and call it off.
That was a very nice little 180 turn on the apex there. 7-point difference, 12 minutes to go. This is 2 very close games in a row now. If you're joining us just for this game, I highly recommend you go back and watch the previous game between Breaking News and Ballarat. Ended up being another 5-point game at the end. Really
Without
great.
getting too much. No spoilers if you haven't already seen it.
Pixie grabbing lead this time up against Watto. But Watto is not far behind.
Pack's moving quickly, trying to get away from the games.
Whoa.
And it's the classic fallen call.
Pixie slicing through the defenders.
Collecting 2 points and calling it off from the floor, keeping the Firetails to 0.
And just as we get ready for this next jam, I want to do like a little personal shout out to our first aid crew here today, Deadly Sports Plus. They've been supporters of Roller Derby for a long, long time now. They're always at all of our events and take such wonderful care of all of our skaters. So thank you, Deadly Sports Plus.
For sure. Meanwhile, Hypodermic from Geelong has grabbed lead in the 16th jam. And the Firetails jammer has been... No, it was not the jammer that was given a penalty. There was a bit of confusion there. They looked like they were heading off the track. They've returned to the track, made their initial pass, and they're coming around for a scoring pass. Before that can happen, it has...
And it's nice work by Mick to leave that call to the last moment as well. I believe they were just trying to kill some time off the penalty currently being sat by Dakota Blocker. Want to get their friend back on track as soon as possible.
So many things to consider when deciding, should we call it off, should we not?
It's just a very chaotic game of chess. Storm and Smack and Cheese. Smack and Cheese once again utilizing that power for a quick lead.
And sneaking through the inside for a rapid 4 points, giving instructions to keep skating.
Yeah, Smack and Cheese is a very good show of speed. Just times it really well.
4 more points because the initial pass hasn't been completed by Storm. And just as I say that, it's been completed.
Commentator's curse.
Smack and Cheese attempted to fall and call, but you are not allowed to do that if you already cut track before you tried to pull it off. And so
I did see.
I'm sorry, no.
Did see the expression there on Corey, our jam ref, being like, no. Yes, that was very sneaky, Jackrabbit, with the big recycle, but did get knocked out of bounds, but just very elegantly put themselves back on track.
If the jammer doesn't see that you went out,
Exactly.
for the drawback.
It's a nice pass there by Storm. 4 more points to Geelong.
Oh, our jam. It's all legal blocking there. You are allowed to block the player with your chest and front part of your body.
Both jammers on track now and scoring points. Smack and Cheese getting knocked to the outside with 5 seconds to go and decides, you know what? I'm just not going to do that.
We've entered that jam with 12 points each.
So points on the board, but differential hasn't changed. So we're down to the final 8 minutes of our game now. Geelong just ahead on 128 points. Firetails hot on their heels, 115 points.
And as we can see, if you can easily gather 12 points in a jam, a 13-point differential is not all that much to close the gap. We are having an official review. They're using an official review as a timeout since they didn't have any timeouts left. So the official review is not actually requesting any change to the penalties that have been used. It's just a way of the skaters having a break when there are no other timeouts remaining to use for the team.
When you have no other options, official timeout it is. Official review as a timeout.
What that does mean is if they do disagree with any of the penalties or lack of penalties for the remainder of the game, they will not be able to review them. However, Geelong still retain an official review and timeout for this half.
All right, I think this is an actual official review. If they called in our alt ref, I'll go find out what's going on.
Look at your surprise, Jess. So Geelong has requested an actual official review, of which we will find out what is going on in just a moment. So the skating officials, otherwise known as the Zebras, are gathering to discuss what decision will be made. And we have Kilbo back
All right.
with the goss.
With the goss. All right, so Geelong have called an official review requesting a back block penalty be issued to Jammer 8008, so Smack and Cheese, on the straightaway against one of their blockers. So we will see what the officials saw and what happened and what happens from here. Oh, and yes, hello to my friends in the live chat. Yes, it's me, Baggins. Hi.
Did that? They obviously haven't recognised your voice up until now. You've been talking for how many minutes?
Yeah, not like I do this all the time or anything. Just always lurking.
The whole time.
It's me again. Yep. So we'll see the outcome of this review either way. So if Firetails put up a jammer, that means that Geelong have not retained their review. But if Smack and Cheese is sent to the penalty box, that means Geelong will have successfully used their official review. So it's an easy one to find out the result of, at least.
Movements are being made. A rolling whistle has been blown.
Blown? Yeah. Blown is train whistle.
Right.
Yeah, there was the right word there. But Watto is up with the Jam Star, so it looks like Geelong have not retained their official review.
And we head into Jam 18.
Lovely work by Mad Pixie picking up the lead. Watto with Star in hand, still looking for that initial.
Meanwhile, Pixies come up against a challenging clump of blockers and has made their way through and collected 4 points.
Yeah, nicely done by Pixie. There's some great defense happening there from Geelong, but a star pass has been given to Furious D.
Tricky part about a star pass is for the jammer that you have to very rapidly swap your attention from jamming to blocking as the other team's jammer comes around. Just in that transition there, Geelong collected another 4 points quite easily, and they've now called it off for a total of
8.
8 points for the jam, but 1 collected by the Firetails.
Yeah, it's nicely done by Pixie. Again, just trying to leave that call to the last second. They did cede a point with that, but trying to just kill as much of the clock as they can while they have the lead.
It's a fine line, and sometimes it's not executed exactly as you might hope for.
All right, Hypodermic and Not Your Darling, and Not Your Darling find a nice gap on the outside lane there. Oh, lovely.
Through there, making it look easy. Meanwhile, Nick's making it look difficult and ending up on the floor, smiling all the while, and back to try again.
That was lovely work by Melonhead, going straight from recycle to rejoining that tripod to provide some extra defensive help.
Some really strong blocking by the Firetails, but tiny bit too strong by one of the skaters who's been sent to the penalty box. In the
Just
meantime,
means you're too
we've
good.
got some jammer on jammer blocking.
Ooh. Believe no, I believe Hypodermic still has the star in hand, being recycled currently.
So close to making it through, but just one skate inbounds, and they've been given some instructions that they were allowed to proceed.
Yeah,
That usually happens if one of the blockers has either left the track or fallen over. So the jammer gave the little no point, no pass symbol.
yeah. That was clever work by Hypodermic and Geelong there to I believe it was Smack and Cheese had knocked Mick out, and then yes, subsequently focused on getting Smack and Cheese out of bounds so Hypodermic could continue with that no pass, no earned pass. Was it no pass, no point? Yes. Tricky bit of the rules, that one.
Having experienced blockers on the track who are aware of how it works to help the jammers is super valuable.
That was a really lovely jam there by Not Your Darling, bringing that points differential back to 4 points. Lethally Blonde was almost through there, but unfortunately has incurred a penalty. So he's
Meanwhile,
now,
Jack Rabbit has grabbed lead.
and
Now it's the owner jammer on track. Yes, so called a power jam. Look at that spin. Nicely done. 4 points collected in minimum time, giving plenty of time to do a couple more laps and grab some more points.
That's beautifully done by Jack. Oh, lovely work again by Jack Rabbit with those spinny moves on the inside.
Meanwhile, Leafly Blonde has rejoined the track and Firetails have held them up at the rear of the pack momentarily, but they have now made their way through for the official initial pass.
Oh, 3 from 3 with the beautiful spins on the inside from Jack Rabbit.
And Jack Rabbit has called it off before any points were scored by Firetails. The scoreboard appears to be frozen, so we're just going to be sorting that out.
So
Officials are working on it.
yeah, and I think they want to award all those points that Jack Rabbit earned in that previous jam. So they'll just reset the display. So we'll just have a little break. So as we sit, it'll be I haven't even put the clock down from got just under 3 minutes left on the period clock as we head into our official timeout. So you can see for those in our live stream, our score is Geelong on 136, and with that 16-point jam from Jack Rabbit, 148 for the Firetails. And that is the end of our official timeout there. Our scoreboard's playing ball again. So we will see Mad Pixie up with Watto as we get back underway. Some more love for Geelong Roller Derby pouring in our live chat as Mad Pixie picks up lead.
Oh, and a bit of jammer on jammer contact there. They've both ended up on the floor.
Yep, I saw that one. Yeah, Mad Pixie with a beautiful apex jump did run into the other jammer, but it was legal contact. did collect all 4 points in that pass and called off before Firetails could score any points.
Firetails with an 8-point advantage at the end of the 21st jam.
We have just under 2 minutes left on the period clock. This is very close as we get to the very pointy end of this game.
Storm and Not Your Darling, and Storm has very rapidly grabbed lead.
Yeah, she found a lovely gap on the outside there. Not Your Darling working hard against some strong defense from Geelong.
Storm has come in for the scoring pass.
Yeah.
It's working hard.
Was aided there by the fact that unfortunately for the Firetails, they now have 3 of their blockers heading to the penalty box. So just one blocker on track. That's
which
Not Your
makes it
Darling.
very difficult to stop the jammer.
Does a little bit. An excellent
Jammer.
effort. Riv Reaper
4
doing
points have been gathered.
Yeah, lovely work by Storm on the outside. That is
Not Your Darling has also made their way out of the pack, and they're racing each other back around to the rear of the pack.
lovely spin work on the inside by Storm. That's 4 more points. This is turning into a very handy big jam for Geelong. Looks like they're content to run it as Not Your Darling is pushing hard against that Geelong defense at the front. As the pack gets nice and close together again.
Storm completes another scoring pass.
Beautiful. This is a 20-point jam already for Geelong. Still 10 seconds left on the clock.
And 4 points for the Firetails. Meanwhile, Storm has added another 4 points. And that jam has made a big difference to the final score, taking Geelong to 164 and Firetails to 152. We'll await confirmation of the official score. We wait to hear the rolling whistle.
Absolutely. What a mammoth effort there from Storm in that final
Just
jam.
a young skater to be given the responsibility of a close game like
Absolutely.
that. They have absolutely risen to the occasion.
Really just shown their absolute merit and just determination, particularly as their second game of the day as well. So that was our rolling whistle, I believe. No, I'm
Well
hearing
played
things,
by all the skaters.
but a great game. A few score changes, a few lead changes, I should say, throughout the game. Really nicely matched. Both teams pulling out the full list of jammers and doing some really excellent work out there.
Meanwhile, if you're in the stadium, supporters are making their way to the edge of the track. The skaters will do the traditional skate round and high five all the supporters to say thank you for coming along to watch and cheer everyone on.
And thank you to those for saying hello to us in our live chat and joining us in the stream. We do have one more game of roller derby today. Up next, you will see the Witches of East Vic taking on the Kingston City Royals. So stick around for some more excellent derby.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. I have been Kilbo Baggins.
I've been Sir Angela, and huge thanks to Jen and co for making all of this live streaming possible so that people who couldn't make it here can watch at home.
Perfect. We'll see you for the next game.
whip kind, start killing with the LOV. Yep, it's a month of walk the fire show. We let it burn in the night, it's my call, y'all.